Couple topics we floating through on this morning. Do you think the 10 Commandments should be required to be taught in schools? Think about it. Also, was Cleopatra black? Cleopatra? Because Netflix has a series about her and they got her black, and now Netflix is being sued because of that. And we also talking about Barbie. Do you think we should have a Barbie that represents a person with every type of disability and color and everything like that? Oh, we're going to talk about all that and a whole bunch more. That's coming up. You Kicking It with KC. Yeah, man. Popular topics that may or may not be talked about in the news on this Wednesday morning. Yours truly, KCMC, 10 plus years in radio plus more. Let's get to it, man. We talking about this first topic coming from NBCnews.com, talking about the 10 Commandments. Now, the state Texas Senate on Thursday passed a bill that would require the prominent display of the 10 Commandments in public school classrooms, reigniting the debate over the role of religion in schools and parental rights. Now, the measure, sponsored by Republican State Senator Phil King, states that every public elementary or secondary school must, quote, display in a conspicuous place in each classroom of the school a durable poster or framed copy of the 10 Commandments, end quote, starting in September. The Senate this week passed two other Republican-sponsored bills focused on religion. One of them allows schools to adopt policies requiring time for students and employees to participate in prayer and Bible reading. Require it? Okay. The other, sponsored by State Senator Tan Parker, that garnered broad bipartisan support, would ensure school employees' rights to, quote, engage in religious speech or prayer while on duty, end quote. Now, they actually talking about a case where in Washington, a high school football coach went in the middle of the field and started praying after the game. It was a big deal. The Supreme Court was involved, and he ended up winning, the coach. But in 2021, the state enacted a law mandating that schools display, quote, "In God We Trust," end quote, signs if they are donated or purchased using private donations. Now, we're talking about the state of Texas. That's a very religious, conservative, red state, if you don't know that. They are a very Christian, gun-toting, very different type of law that they're running down there in Texas. Now, do you think we need the 10 Commandments in school? Who remembers when we was in school, you had to say the Pledge of Allegiance? You had to say one nation under God. Then at one point they took under God out. Then they took the Pledge of Allegiance out. Now, I don't necessarily miss the Pledge of Allegiance, but I remember that part where it was required. And it was required the under God part and everything. Now, the world and the country has changed tremendously since then. But it kind of seemed like it's going backwards, right? The Roe vs. Wade got overturned. Now we talking about overturning, putting muddy in the waters with religion in schools, state and religion and things of that nature, church and state. I think we're doing a lot of things. I don't want to say backwards, but we are going backwards. We're going back to ways that we used to do things in certain laws, in certain states, not all the time, all the way. I don't necessarily think this is a good idea. Now, should you allow players and teachers the right to pray or read the Bible? Give them the right to. Don't require that type of stuff. When you're requiring religion, when you're requiring that they put the 10 Commandments in schools, in the classes, now you're forcing religion. Now, it's not like they have to read that. They could have put something from the Quran up there. That don't mean I have to read it, but then you would think, is this the religion that the school supports? Should I not be here because I'm Islam or Muslim? Does the school not like me because of that? I thought this was America. So then you have that type of thing. If something occurs where I have to leave because of my Muslim background, is the school not going to honor that because this is a Christian school with the 10 Commandments? That's not necessarily a good thing, if you ask me. I understand the intentions. A lot of the Republicans and the senators and the lawmakers in that state saying, I'm going to support any law that's going to encourage marriage and the right thing and Christianity, ha, ha, ha. But I'm willing to bet these are the same people that are not following the law. Side babies and all. So, should the 10 Commandments be in the schools? Absolutely not. But should you let people pray, read the Bible in schools if they choose to? Yes, don't require it. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up real quick. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting how to do the transitions. All right, Netflix. They're being sued. Let me fix this. There we go. Netflix is being sued for allegedly having Cleopatra displayed as a black woman. This story is coming from cinemablend.com. A new Netflix series, Queen Cleopatra, has come under fire for its choice in casting the lead role, which has even resulted in a lawsuit against the streaming service, and now the director is speaking out. Director Tina Garvari is behind the upcoming Netflix series Queen Cleopatra. The series will combine dramatized events with historians discussing Cleopatra, including discussions of the ruler's possible ethnic makeup. However, the decision to cast Adele James, a black actress, has already resulted in backlash. A lawyer in Egypt is actually filing the lawsuit against Netflix. A lawyer in Egypt is this man. Now, in the lawsuit filed in Egypt by attorney Mahmoud Al-Samari, Newsweek reports that the streaming service is accused of, quote, erasing the Egyptian identity, end quote, and has asked a court to take legal action against Netflix, including blocking the streaming service in Egypt, specifically, where they say approximately 100,000 people are subscribed to Netflix in Egypt. That number blew me out the water. I didn't know it was 100,000 people in Egypt, period. But they're talking about this situation with Cleopatra. Now, I don't know if you know, but in 1963, Elizabeth Taylor, a white woman, she portrayed Cleopatra. Now, that's one of the most popular films about Cleopatra, on Cleopatra. But like we said, it was portrayed by a white woman. A lot of people are confirming. We don't know if Cleopatra was black, but we know she wasn't white. That's what the director is saying. And that's what a lot of historians are saying. Well, not a lot, because some of them believe that she is white. But this lawyer in Egypt saying, nah. We know she ain't black. She might have been Middle Eastern or something like that. I don't know what he's saying. But he's so against her being black, he's suing Netflix. The hate is showing. Your hate is showing, bro. Your discrimination is showing. Now, we can talk about race. Is he racist? Is this racist? What I want to say is, at the end of the day, it comes down to miscommunication and the perception of history. We get to moments where we don't know 100% about facts or historic facts, so we make assumptions. We go based on context. We use science and all these other types of methods to try to figure out try to connect the dots between historic periods and details. Now, this history has been whitewashed for centuries. Now, I can't take you to no direct proof, historical times, but I just gave you one. Cleopatra being paid by a white woman, and Cleopatra was in Egypt, Africa. That's not to say she couldn't be white, but her skin was definitely a little bit darker than the average white person, especially Elizabeth Taylor. Now, I think, yes, sometimes we do have to use our imagination to connect some dots to make things, make sense in a way. Kind of make sense. But at the end of the day with this, is this that? Are they wrong for making Cleopatra black? Do you believe Cleopatra was black? Like I said, I don't think she was white. I don't even know if she was black, but I feel like her skin was probably a little bit brownish, tannish. Not necessarily Elizabeth Taylor-ish. My man's trying to sue Netflix and a director. I don't know what you're going to get with it. Okay, so you don't want them to play it in Egypt. I wouldn't sue Netflix. I would say, hey, Netflix, can you not play this in Egypt? We don't believe Cleopatra was black. And when you say we, I want you to have petitioned by the residents in Egypt saying, we don't think Cleopatra was black, so we don't support this film. If you get 100,000 people, let's say even 50,000 people, matter of fact, 25,000 people in Egypt to sign this saying we don't like Cleopatra being black, I would agree with you saying, let's not show this in Egypt. But to sue them, what are you trying to get? What are you trying to get? What are you trying to do? Did you try to sue them? Or did you try to sue Elizabeth Taylor when she portrayed Cleopatra? Do you think she's white? I hate to make it about race, but that's what this is about, literally. Cleopatra was not white. She probably wasn't black. But I think she was like brown skin or something. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up real quick. Last topic we got to get into. Now, Barbie, made by Mattel. This story is coming from WCVB.com. They're introducing, they have a whole new line, right? It's called Barbie Fashionista. And they have different Barbies of different races, colors, disabilities, everything. On Tuesday, Mattel introduced the first ever version of the Barbie doll representing a person with Down syndrome. Person like me immediately thinks, what does a person with Down syndrome look like? How do you display that? They say the new doll is part of Mattel Barbie fashionista line, which aims to offer kids more diverse representation of beauty and fight the stigma around physical disabilities. For the newest Barbie fashionista, Mattel said it's closely worked with the National Down Syndrome Society on the doll's shape, features, clothing, accessory, and packaging to ensure it accurately represents a person with Down syndrome. The genetic condition affects cognitive ability, causing mild to severe learning disabilities and distinctive facial characteristics. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of people with Down syndrome, but sometimes when I see someone with that, and I'm aware that they have Down syndrome, it almost kind of looks like they had a stroke. Like part of their face kind of like sloped or just kind of like more relaxed. That's what I think of with Down syndrome. To display that in a doll, I'm thinking that's a little disturbing, right? That's what I think. That's my first reaction to it. I don't know if you know, but Barbie been out since 1959. Initially, it was just a white woman with blonde hair, slim, skinny, hourglass shape, crazy high heels, and they were selling. But a lot of people was like, "Yo, this ain't a realistic person. This ain't what real people look like." Duh, it's a doll. They can make it up to any shape they want. Of course, it's not a real person's body. That kind of bothered me when people said that. It's a doll. We watch movies that ain't real too. Are we really complaining about that? Anyway, in 2016, they basically changed a lot of that. That's when they started putting out more dolls with different skin colors, different disabilities, 22 eye colors, 24 hairstyles, 7 different skin tones. They said, okay, let's really make this money with all the other people. So now, like we said, they have this new Down syndrome doll. The face features a rounder shape, smaller ears, a flat nasal bridge, while the eyes are slightly slanted in an almond shape. I don't know why that description bothers me, but it bothers me. To really have to put Down syndrome into a doll is so, I feel like it's so complex. Like the average person, the average kid could look at this doll and want to get it and not know it's a Down syndrome doll. Not saying they can't get it, but what the heck, man? Just how do you display? That's like we're gonna display I don't know, somebody who's remedial in a doll. Like, how do you do that? That's basically saying there's a look to this certain person. There's not always a look to someone with Down syndrome. Now, I'm not always looking at someone with Down syndrome, but I don't think so. But if you have someone with that condition, disability, let me know. Do you agree with Mattel, aka Barbie, coming out with a Down syndrome doll? If you're going to do that, if you want to reflect everybody and be diverse, why don't you have a doll with dreads? Why don't you have a black man with dreads? Why don't you have a man with a beard, man without beard? Why don't you have a man with birthmarks on his face, some without? Why don't you have they already got one with a wheelchair, have one with a cane? Why don't you have one with no arm? Yeah, have one with no torso at all. No torso. I mean, represent everybody if we're gonna do that. Other than that, you have to draw the line somewhere. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch. Yeah, baby. We about to talk about music real quick in the audio audit. Listen to this quick project real quick. Right, quick. NBA Youngboy. Don't try this at home. Listen to this on YouTube Music. No endorsement. This was long as hell. 33 tracks, an hour, 25 minutes. Now, if you know me, you know I like my projects to be between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. 30 minutes is not too short that I don't take it serious. 45 minutes is not too long that I get bored. This was damn near twice that size. Hour 25 minutes. It was very, very long. I'm anticipating. I usually anticipate this from NBA Youngboy. He puts out a lot of music when he drops a project. I don't know of any current singles on Power 96.5 or any other stations that's playing from this album, but a few songs did stand out. I gotta be honest with you. WTF featuring Nicki Minaj, that only stood out because it was Nicki Minaj. Chopper Doctor was pretty straight. That was right afterwards, had a nice beat. War was pretty decent, not great, but it was decent. Off the Lean was nice. No Lease was pretty hard. And Pistol Totem, I like those. Those are 6 songs out of 33. We're talking about like We're talking about less than, I don't know what percentage that is. Hold on real quick. Hello?
To accept, press 1.
Hello?
To send
Baby?
a voicemail, press 2.
I can't hear you, baby. You
To
probably
accept,
coming through
press
the show,
1.
but I can't
To
hear you. I'm
send
gonna
a
call you right
voicemail,
back.
press
I'm about to be
2.
upstairs. All right. So I'm about to hurry up and finish this real quick. But anyway, yeah, Pistol Toting, No Lease, Off the Lean, War, Chopper Doctor, WTF featuring Nicki Minaj. All songs that stood out to me. Pretty decent tracks individually, but 33 tracks, hour and a half long? No. The more I listen to NBA, and this is like my third NBA YoungBoy project I listen to all through. The more I listen to it, the more I feel like this ain't for me. I'm too old for this, man. Hold on real quick. Hello? Oh. My girl, she calling into the show. Baby, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Call back. I gotta figure this out. Call back. So I gotta get these phone lines popping, man. I got people calling in. Call back if you can. Call back. We're gonna try it one more time. All right, but yeah, NBA YoungBoy, don't try this at home. His latest project. Let me know what you think about NBA YoungBoy as an artist. When I listen to NBA YoungBoy, he's one of the only things that make me feel old. That, not understanding hip hop and not playing basketball makes me feel old. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Let's switch.
Call from.
Hello?
Pamela?
Sweetheart,
To
can you hear me?
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I can't hear you. We gotta figure this out. Yeah, hey baby, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you on the speaker. Baby, was you calling into the show?
Yeah.
You said what?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, go ahead. What you want to say? You had a topic you want to talk about?
Yeah, I caught the last glimpse of you discussing, they made a Down syndrome doll.
Yeah. They made a Down syndrome doll from Barbie. What you think about that? I'm about to pull that back up.
Okay. Well, I think it's a good idea, and basically, so I gotta disagree with you.
Okay.
The features they gave this doll is pretty much textbook definition of how Down syndrome children look.
Okay.
They do have more slanted eyes, wider, like it's textbook definition of what Down syndrome looks like. Now, I won't say it's 100% Down syndrome kids, but a lot of times you can look and see this child has Down syndrome due to these features. I also wanted to mention you sounded very All Lives Matter-ish.
Okay.
When you said, oh, they should make a doll with dreads. They should make a doll with beards.
Yeah.
That sounded real All Lives Matter-ish.
How that sound? All lives matter. I want a doll that looks like me.
Exactly. And it's the same way when people are saying Black Lives Matter. What do you have other people saying? Well, yeah, my lives matter. All lives matter. We know.
Oh my God! Don't do that. Don't do that. See, that's different. We talk. No. We talking about a crisis where people were losing their lives, where we had to say yes, lives matter, and these specific lives. We talking about a doll. We talking about a doll. Mattel just wants to make some money, so they're trying to pander to a certain audience. Which I think, okay, that's cool, but how many people in this world have Down syndrome? You see what I'm saying? Like, how many people are you really catering to in this audience, in this market?
Well, I feel like maybe they did that because typically they're left out. How often do you see a Down syndrome?
I'm left out. What you mean? Okay, I know what you mean by All Lives Matter. I'm starting to feel like that. I'm starting to feel like that. All right, I know what you mean. Dang.
Yeah, I just wanted to give my opinion on that. I think it is a good idea because rarely do you see Down syndrome or special needs kids represented in scenarios like that.
Okay, that's real.
And,
you know, yeah, go ahead.
And yeah, for you to say like, oh, they define them looking like this, that is pretty much textbook how Down syndrome kids present, like how they're presented, how they look.
Well, I've
So I
never
think,
read that book, so I didn't know. So I mean, you would be more privy to that than I would. So that's why I appreciate you for calling in. Seriously, thank you for calling in, clarifying that
You're
and that
welcome.
your perspective.
All right.
All right, thank you,
Talk to
baby.
later.
All right, later. Good call. Good call. We appreciate that. Let's go ahead, keep it moving real quick. Talking about scenes I saw on Corn Stream. We appreciate all phone calls. If you want to call in, 313-466-4386. We're gonna iron out this phone line and get it through the audio right here. Dormouse. I watched this. This is a movie. Watch this on Amazon Prime. No endorsement. This was an hour 37 minutes. This is a very unconventional style movie. Like very dry humor, the shot composition, the music score, and how it's produced. It's completely different. But overall, it's a story about a young mixed woman, young black woman, who works at a burlesque. It's like a sophisticated gentleman's club, let's say that. Kind of like Jocelyn's Cabaret. But anyway, she works there. Overall, she does other things for money, basically give up her body. But one of her friends at the club, a few of her friends come up missing. She goes on a mission with the security guard at the club to find out what's going on with the girls. Turns out the owner of the club was selling the girls. Very deep, well not deep, but it was very intense, very interesting. But the way that they shot the show, the way that they did, the way they composed the shots, the way that they had the dialogue, completely unconventional. Completely unconventional. Now, was it a bad movie? No, it wasn't a bad movie, but sometimes it was hard to keep my attention. Nonetheless, some great, interesting points in here in the movie. I'm trying to think of some. I didn't write any of them down. Oh, the main character, Mouse, the woman, and how she played the security guard dude, light-skinned dude with dreads who's doing a lot of stuff for her, and she didn't realize he was doing it for her. He actually liked her. And this dude was weird-looking, light-skinned dude with dreads with no facial hair. Can't trust a dude with no facial hair if you grown and it grows. But anyway, yeah, it was kind of weird because she played him. So he was kind of a sucker too, let's be honest with it. So anyway, Dormouse on Amazon Prime. It's a pretty decent movie. I would recommend you watch it just so I can have a conversation about it, because I really want to know what other people think about that film. Other than that, to me personally, it's okay. If you have nothing else good to watch, I would encourage you to watch this. Dormouse on Amazon Prime. Go off in the live chat in the comments. No endorsement, Amazon Prime. Or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Let's switch. Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man's Pots and Pans. First, starting off, boxing. Let's talk about it. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. That fight was Saturday. I went to Chicago to watch that. Very interesting fight. What I will say, Tank got the fight. He got the win. KO, 7th round. Ryan Garcia took a knee after a shot to the body. Looked like it was on the right-hand side, his kidney. This is what they said. He took a knee, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people say that was a weak way to go out. A lot of people say it was a respectful way to go out. That way he doesn't damage himself and he can have a longer career. Overall, I'm going to say this. The fight overall was entertaining to me. We saw knockdowns. We saw a knockout. It went 7 rounds. It wasn't like it was over in the third or something like that. So it did over half the fight. I'm not mad at this. Now, do I want to see a rematch? Hell no. I don't want to see a rematch at all, even if it's 10 years from now. I don't want to see a rematch. Fight more people, Ryan Garcia. Fight other people, Tank. Keep it moving. I like that Ryan Garcia was able to take that L. He didn't make too many excuses. I heard about him saying it was a mole in his camp. Other than that, he took his L, kept it moving. Gotta respect that. That's pretty much it in regards to boxing. So we're going to keep it moving in regards to that. Jumping up to the NFL real quick. Aaron Rodgers has officially been traded to the New York Jets. Get your goofy ass out of there. This dude is such a lame, bro. You're so old. You're so overhyped. You only got 1 ring. You took a lot of L's, and especially took an L to the Lions. My Lions. Your career ended with an interception to the Lions in Green Bay. Get your goofy ass out of there. You're not about to do nothing for the Jets. You're an Aaron Rodgers fan? Congratulations. You're about to have a losing season. Forget Aaron Rodgers. We don't like him. He acts like a little girl, and you act like you Tom Brady. You ain't achieved half of what Tom Brady has achieved. Individually, you got your stats. That don't help the team. That's just what I had to say. Jalen Ramsey also traded to the Dolphins from what I heard. I ain't confirmed that though. But anyway, NBA talk, playoffs underway. We're still in the first round. The only team that is out of the first round that has completed their series with a sweep, the Philadelphia 76ers, number 3. They swept the Brooklyn Nets without Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. You also got Boston up 3-2 against the Hawks. The Knicks up 3-1 against Cleveland. Miami up 3-1 against Milwaukee. Then in the West, the Kings and the Warriors tied 2-2. The Lakers have a 3-1 lead on the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Ja just came back for Game 4, but that didn't help. LeBron James, a 2020 double-double game. That boy going crazy. Gotta respect his game. I don't like him. Gotta respect his game. And they up 3-1. They're about to go from barely making the play-in tournament to winning the play-in tournament to actually making it past the first round. I got to respect that, bro. I gotta respect it. Anyway, Phoenix got the 3-1 lead against the Clippers. I wanted the Clippers to come out with this. I wanted Russ to get this ring. This was his best chance. It's hard right now. Pause. It ain't looking good. Then Denver got the 3-1 lead against Minnesota. Looks like Denver is probably going to get that dub. As a matter of fact, I think Denver won, if I'm not mistaken. They might have won and got the job done. They did. 112 to 109. They got the job done last night. Did Phoenix get the job done last night too? Oh wow. Oh wow. Look like Phoenix might have got Clippers up out of there. Man, that's sad, man. I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, so I had to show love to him. But anyway, that's how we looking right now. Other than that, in NBA news, Ime Udoka, former Boston Celtics coach, finally got a job. He's now with the Rockets. I definitely want to see him in a Pistons uniform. I'm a little mad about that, but they got him. It is what it is. We got Dwayne Casey out of there with the Pistons. Who the heck we gonna hire now? I want Ime Udoka, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. That's pretty much it in regards to sports. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, but don't. 313-466-4386. We about to get up out of here, man. I want to talk about something real quick. When people see black people show passion in their profession, sometimes they're labeled as aggressive or angry, like in basketball. When people see white people show aggression sometimes in their profession, sometimes it's labeled as passionate, like a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Why is this? Can I give you what I think, my theory? I think because white people are, and no offense, they're sometimes known to be passive. It's sometimes shocking when they're aggressive, or they put a little bit more intensity behind it, so then we see it as passion. It's like a little kid getting mad, and you say, oh, that's cute type stuff. But when a black person gets mad, it's a misconception that they're always mad, angry, intense, aggressive. So it's always looked at as aggressive. That's what I think, though. That's just what I think. I don't really have no punchline to that. Why are black people and black men looked as aggressive when they show passion, but when white men and white people do it, it's just passion? I don't know. That was just on my mind. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. We about to get up out of here. But first, I need you to do me a favor. Kick it with KCMC on all social media at KIWKCMC. That's Kick It with KCMC. Just the abbreviations on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, TikTok, all that. Show some love to my sponsor too, man. Team Elite. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, also at Team Elite 313. That's TTAMELITE 313. And check out their website for that premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece, jogger pants, and jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on the website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom. Appreciate you for kicking with KCMC again. I had to do a morning show. just to switch it up, man. Get it out there. Get that content. If you got this far in the video, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. And subscribe to our channel. If you got a couple dollars, donate to the show so we can grow. Right there is the Cash App. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We appreciate you. I got to get to work. We're going to put the clips out later. I'll